Hello and welcome to a number talk. Today we are looking at the expression 33 times 8. In this number talk we are going to use mental math, that means no paper, no pencil, to try to solve this expression. So in a moment we're going to pause the video. You're going to try to solve this problem. Keep track of the strategy you used because then we're going to look at many different ways to solve this. So go ahead and do that now. Pause the video, and when you have the answer, unpause it and we'll look at our strategies. All right, so when we are looking at 33 times 8, one of the first things we always want to do is we want to start out with our trusty distributive property. And that means what we're going to do is we're going to take up one of our factors. In this case, we're going to take our 8, and we are going to break it up into two smaller add-ins right there. So instead of 8, we're just going to say, you know what, let's break that in half, 4 plus 4, because that's going to let us do partial products and distribute this 33 out and make two smaller multiplication problems. So really what we're going to get is 33 times 4. So that's going to be 132, and I know that because 33 times 2 is 66, and double that is 132. And then another 33 times 4. That's going to get another 132. Once we get those 132s, pretty simple to add. It's going to be 264. So hopefully that's the answer you got for this pretty big problem, 264. Another way, and probably the way that most of you chose to do it, was this distributive property, looking at not breaking up that 8, but breaking up that 33 into its place value. Think of 33 in expanded form. 30 plus 3. We're going to make this 8 multiplied by both of these add-ins to have partial products. So 8, we're going to do this 30 times 8 first, and that's going to get you 240. And then we're going to take this 8, we're going to multiply it by that 3, and that's going to get you 24. So there we go, we've got 264 again. So let's take a look at this third option here. We got 33 times 8. We're going to use compensation. We're going to change this 8 and say, you know what, if I add 2 more, 33 times 10 is really easy. So 33 times 10, well, that's just 33 with a 0. That's 330. But remember, I added 2 extra 33s in there, so I got to take those out. 2 groups of 33, which means we're going to take out this 66 right here, and out of that 330, and we're going to get our 264. Now, doubling and halving is another really good way to take care of this. What we're going to do is we are going to take our 33 times 8, and we're going to say, you know what? If we take our 33 and double it, watch this. We're going to double it. We're going to make that 66. So I added an extra 33. We can keep the expression balanced if we take half of the other factor. So I'm going to take this 8 and cut it in half to 4. That's why we have all this gray right here. So I'm going to take this 66 and I'm going to multiply it by 4 because 33 times 2 is 66, and divided by 2, 8 divided by 2 is 4. That's that doubling and halving, and that's going to get me my 264 once again. Now here we have the associative and the commutative property, so let me show you why we're using both of those here. So our 33 times 8, what we're going to do is we're going to break up this 33, and we're going to say, you know what, that's really 3 times 11. So we're keeping this multiplication. We're not changing this to addition like we did with distributive. And we're still going to multiply that by 8. So now I have 3 factors, which means I can use my grouping or my associative property. And so I'm just going to simply shift the group over. I'm going to, instead of grouping 3 times 11, I'm going to group 11 times 8, which is what the associative property lets me do. It lets me shift that group over. But I don't really like 11 groups of 8. I want 8 groups of 11. That's what my commutative property lets me do. That's my order property, and it lets me shift the order. So I want 3 groups of 8 groups of 11, because we know 11 times 8, 8 times 11, same thing. So that's what I have here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 8 groups of 11. And that's going to be my 88. And then I've got 3 of those groups. So 3 sets of 8 groups of 11. That's 88, 88, 88. And you know the tune by now, 264. And then finally, we can take a look at our 33 times 8. And instead of breaking up that 33, let's break up that 8. Let's make it 3 times 2 times 4. And so we're going to shift this grouping. Instead of 2 groups of 4, I want 33 groups of 2. So I shifted those parentheses over, but that's going to be crazy. I don't really want 33 groups of 2, so I'm going to use my commutative property to get these two terms switched. I want 4 groups of 33 groups of 2. I really still don't feel like drawing 33 groups of 2, so I'm going to use my commutative property again. I can use it twice to switch it into what we see right here. 4 groups of 2 groups of 33. That's what I have. I've got 1, 2 columns, 2 groups of 33. So that's 66, 66, 66, 66, 4 times. And you know our answer is going to be 264. So those are just a few ways that we can solve for the expression 33 times 8. If you find another way, that's fantastic. Drop it as a comment to the video. Teachers, if you want to copy this slide deck, you can get it off my website, 5minutemath.net.